fucking back. Welcome back to BJ and Coffee. He's Bill, I'm Jim, and yes, I'm drinking our non-sponsor Still Death Wish coffee. If you have any doubts about it, there's my K-Cup stash right the fuck behind me. So,
and I switched from Mountain Dew, and I am now drinking actually more healthier.
You got the red snapper there.
No, that's raspberry.
Yeah, you got the red snapper there.
I have the red snappers in the refrigerator.
Never
the
mind.
apple one.
Never mind.
I know where you're going. I was trying to avoid it.
Dude, it's 9:30 at night. There's no avoiding that.
Probably not.
This episode will be full of innuendo, so if you are sensitive to any of that or a fucking snowflake, tune out now.
Fuck the snowflakes.
No, because you get frostbite.
Well, just let it go. Let it go.
And don't be afraid to lose control. Just know what your safe word is. I have to say, best thing I've heard lately, everybody's safe word should be fucking meatloaf. Why? Because I do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Damn it, I wish that Bluetooth was working right now.
Oh shit. Sorry. I've gotten hooked on TikTok, man. I gotta tell you, I have to get on Facebook on a regular basis for the business page, for a group or two that I admin for, and just to touch base with some of my vaping friends. But I've just been staying off of Facebook a lot lately. I've been spending more time on TikTok, and I'm going to tell you something. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not 100%, but my feed, 99.5% of my feed on TikTok is just fun, positive little videos. And I'll tell you, it's so fucking refreshing to see fun and positive after all the bullshit running around on Facebook. Now, mind you, we have a page on Facebook. We don't have a TikTok because this is more than a minute long. Although I probably could compress the entire video of this down to 1 minute and just throw it on TikTok, and people just be like, the fuck was that?
You'd have to go watch the podcast to find out.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about, because with my for my cooking series, which I actually have my own website now. I'm short plug, cookingwiththecooldad.com. Long name, easy to remember. But I was thinking about, because I am, being on TikTok, I figured maybe I should spread the word on there a little bit. I was thinking of compressing like a 25-minute video down to 1 minute and then just shoving it on there and seeing what the hell happens. That would be so fucking obnoxious, but it might get people to look at it. Because if I superimpose the website over it, it could work. Dog hair. Sorry, I spent the day shaving dog ass. What can I say?
Well, as long as that's the only thing you were shaving, I guess.
It's not Sunday. I only shave pussies on Sunday.
Oh, that's true. You only like to get your pussy wet on Sunday.
And
I'm working some other stuff myself. I actually upgraded to actually getting my own soundboard and my own microphone. Got a great deal through Rockville. They're not a sponsor by any means. But was able to pick up a soundboard and an actually nice-ass microphone for like 119. It was like 130 with tax.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
No, and it, believe it or not, it actually came with all the freaking cords. I didn't have to go out and buy any extra cords.
Nice.
Now if I just get the damn Bluetooth to hook up, I'll be great.
It's not so much getting the Bluetooth to hook up as it is getting the Bluetooth to flow through.
Yeah, the Bluetooth is hooked up. It's just not freaking going through, and I don't know why. I guess I gotta freaking study more.
You have to read the book, Bill.
I did.
Again. Don't just no. You have to read the book, not just look at the pictures.
Well, the cool thing is they actually, believe it or not, Rockville actually has a website. They have a separate website that actually shows you how to set everything up.
Oh, nice.
So I actually went on that website that they sent in their paperwork, and it showed me how to set up the soundboard. But I probably should have watched the rest of the videos to see how to actually make the actual Bluetooth work.
Maybe.
I was more interested in just getting the soundboard to work and the microphone working, and but
yeah, I hear you.
I'm getting there. It's just it's a long process.
I hear you. I gotta get my desk rearranged, because now that I've well, I finished recording all her shit, so I got everything. So I'm like, I just got to get everything set up on my desk now. Get the creation station all set. Carter, what the fuck are you chewing on? He just stops and look. He's like, nothing. I'm just sitting here.
That sounds like my dog. What do you got, Harley? I ain't got nothing. What? And he's trying to hide it between his freaking paws. Hey, it doesn't work that well, buddy.
Oh, Carter hides it in his mouth.
I got nothing.
There's no in my mouth.
No, Harley will literally drop it in between his paws and be like, what? I could see it. It's right there in front of you, dummy. Smart, but yet so dumb.
Yeah. Still wouldn't trade him.
No, I wouldn't trade him for the world. But unfortunately, I have 2 puppies. And so I have Harley, and I have my oldest son and his girlfriend's dog, Nala. So she's still in the midst of being potty trained, so that's a whole new freaking world. Plus, now I'm a grandpa.
Yep.
So I'm like,
well, if you still had hair, it'd be going gray. So I mean, count your blessings.
It's getting there. You can see my beard. See him. Yeah, see, it's right there, buddy. See him?
I don't have so much anymore.
Yeah. I'm so stressed lately. Jesus.
I actually got to get rid of what I got too. Just get this all taken care of so the wife stays happy. But fuck it. It's like
I did that actually. Believe it or not, I looked really bad. Really bad Amish dude. I had it like literally down to here. The wife looks at me and goes, "If we're going to the fucking casino next week," she's like, "You gotta fucking shave." I was like, "What the fuck?" So you know what? I'm like, I didn't shave it all. So I'm like, you know what? Guess what? We're staying at a hotel. Guess where we're gonna actually do the shaving at?
In the hotel.
In the hotel room.
Dude, all you need is a shop vac. Literally, use your belly, hold the shop vac tube against the sink, the countertop in the bathroom. Turn that shit on his face. And just shoot right into it.
So guess who got to clean up the freaking beard mess?
Some underpaid Mexican lady.
No, they weren't Mexican there. They were actually all freaking Caucasian. I was shocked. Hey.
Usually that's one of those jobs that is very heavily immigrant laden.
Usually it is, yes.
So, well, unless they were Eastern European, that's the other option there. Welcome to hotel. We clean your room now. Yeah. Room service.
I would say also heavily Asian, but if you say Asian now, it might be offensive.
I'm always offensive. Have we not figured that out yet? Raw, turn down. 10 minute.
I come in fluff your pillow for you.
You like happy ending? Oh my god.
Come into my rub and tug. Just don't you place up.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that was a little too far.
That was a little too far, yeah. Well, actually, that's the fucked up part is the ones that got shot up were not rub and tugs. They were actually legit businesses.
Yes.
Now, if they shot up the rub and tug, and I'm not saying either way is appropriate by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that if they shot up the rub and tug, I could actually maybe see something behind that, but no, not just random play. No, that's just bullshit. And the fact that, we suddenly, what was it? The wife was reading something in the car after dinner saying that the guy who shot up the supermarket in Boulder was Muslim. And I said, of course, Democrats are in charge again. We have to go back to hating Muslims now.
Well, not just that, but also I watched the world news today, and
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I was skimming by it, and I saw this article. The first headline that came up was Japan reported that North Korea is now testing nuclear missiles again.
Yep, because they know the president has no balls now.
Well, that's because he lost them when he fell up the stairs.
I thought it was Trump's golf ball that kicked him in the head. I've been watching TikTok way too much. I will say that.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, okay? And I got a video too that I'm gonna play with it real fast too. I honestly, my personal opinion, I don't think he's gonna last 4 years. before he has a stroke.
Yeah.
Or possible mental breakdown or mental illness kicking in. As most of everybody knows, they've seen the news, he still has not done a press conference.
Correct.
There's been numerous times that the administration has thrown press out of meetings, out of him signing documents. And I'm actually going to play one that actually just happened recently when he was talking to his VP, Kamala Harris, about the crisis that's going on in the border right now that they're trying to say is not a crisis, and if there is a crisis, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. Yeah, it's Trump's fault, all right. Trump didn't have the borders open like you guys just did, and it's Trump's fault.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. But I'm going to play this real quick, and you guys can tell me what you guys think, because I'll tell you right now, shoot us email, whatever you want to do. Get a hold of us on Facebook.
BJ and Coffee at BJandCoffee@gmail.com or Facebook.com/BJ and Coffee.
It's really crazy, this guy is not fit for office. Just let it load up here real quick.
President, for your confidence.
Thank you. We're willing to do it. Now we're going to get down to business here, and Ron, who am I turning this over to?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think it's time for our friends in the press to leave now. Thank you.
Who do I take and send this over to?
Yeah. And it's time for the press conference, so the press is being asked to leave now. So fuck.
What? This is supposed to be the president of the United States, the once great country that we used to be. And we have a guy that can't even do a press conference, can't answer questions from the media.
I said from the beginning that Biden was a mistake, and it's not. I'm not even playing. I'm going to even step away from playing the political party side of it. I didn't vote for Trump. We know this. I voted for Jorgensen. I don't dislike Trump. I don't hate Trump. I've got nothing against Trump. I just felt that Jorgensen, in my opinion, was the best option. Now, that being said, Trump did a lot of good for this country in his 4 years, and I commend him for that. The only thing that concerned me was his mouth. And, but again, he couldn't show anybody that he was the candidate to take to take over that office.
And I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you on that 110%. Getting a job done, Trump did that.
Yep.
For 4 years. The biggest problem Trump had is the shooting of the mouth. But we also got to remember, he wasn't a career politician like these guys.
Yep.
I didn't like the things he said either.
Which is why he got so damn much done, though.
but exactly. If you think about it, yes, a lot of the Republicans will sit there and tell you he was draining the damn swamp. He was bringing shit to light that was going on in this country. And, if he runs in 2024, go for it. If he doesn't run and he can find someone that he can, support in the Republican Party, there's a lot of Republican candidates that I think would do a damn good job in office.
I'll be honest with you. My biggest thing right now is I would love to see us get rid of all career politicians. You take somebody like Bernie Sanders, who we'd all know had a super huge cult following. Bernie Sanders.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Bernie Sanders. Yeah, well, Bernie and his mittens. God love him.
Bernie Sanders and AOC all together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And here's the thing. And again, I don't hate Bernie Sanders. I got nothing against the guy. But I'm using him as an example because he is a perfect example of why we need term limits all the way down. Bernie Sanders started out. Well, no, but hear me out on this one. Bernie Sanders is a prime example. He started out as a lower middle class American. He wasn't super poor, but he was definitely not rich. His main job, the only real job he's ever had in his life, is being a politician. And the man is now a multimillionaire. If that doesn't say what's wrong with this country, I really just can't tell anybody anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's getting ridiculous of what's going on. And the Democratic Party is, I'm sorry I'm going to say this, they're allowing this to go on. You know, I mean, this man is unfit for office.
Yep.
And you sit there and you're standing behind him. I don't know what's worse, him or Nancy Pelosi.
Talk about somebody else that needs to just get the fuck out of Dodge.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's, I mean.
Well, even on a local level, when you've got elected officials assaulting other elected officials physically, I mean, what the fuck? Things have gotten the fuck out of hand.
And I've said this, Jim, I've talked to you about this several times. Okay. And my story was right here on our podcast, actually, with being arrested by just trying to run for local office, of what the Democrats would do to you if you go behind their back and freaking talk bad about them.
Yep.
Or even say anything bad about them. I mean, it's ridiculous. Go back to the fundamentals of what it is you're supposed to be doing. You're voted in for the people, by the people.
Yep. And we've gotten so far away from that. Politics was never meant to be a career. That's the problem.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, let's really seriously look at this. We have a New York State governor who is sexually.
What are we up to? 8 accusers now?
Yeah, I believe 2 days ago was 8 accusers. 2 were groped. The other 2 were sexually harassed.
And how many accusers did Matt Lauer have with 0 charges ever filed? Lost his entire career?
I believe it was 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lost his entire career. Now, I got nothing. I got no horse in that race. None at all. But here's the thing. Somebody like Matt Lauer, who's a respected news person, I'm not saying he was necessarily great at what he did, but he was well respected. People liked him. He did a good job.
I liked him.
He did a good job.
He was still the man that never put his opinion before the news.
Yes. And here's the thing. One person makes an accusation, his entire career is down the shitter. Yeah, we've got Governor Dickhead here who has 8 people making accusations that are now being substantiated.
Yep.
And he's still fucking up there. I figured one more accuser and all of the restrictions for COVID will be lifted just to get our attention off of that. That's my thought. Because he keeps
look at the stuff he's already starting to lift.
That's what I'm saying. Every time
he went to hurry up and went to freaking restaurants and bars now can have 75% capacity.
Yeah, but they still can't stay open past 11.
It makes no sense.
Yeah,
that's because COVID after 11 o'clock, is at a higher risk.
Yeah, COVID the werewolf. Jesus, and only on full moons.
Well, my question is this: how the fuck do you get an Emmy when you have 8 accusers of sexual harassment?
I have a feeling that Emmy's going to be stripped in the long run.
Well, I don't know because look at Cardi B. She talks about wet ass pussy.
But Dr. Seuss is offensive.
Yeah, so wasn't oh my god, I'm trying to hang on. It's a cartoon character. Give me a minute.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
He's supposedly a rapist. I'm not kidding you. That's what
I know.
It came out as.
But here's the thing. I watched those cartoons as a kid.
Yep.
And I laughed my ass off at Pepe Le Pew. I was never once of the mindset that I should force myself on a woman because a fucking cartoon character did. If you are living your life based on the actions of cartoon characters, you need to be in a fucking mental institution, period. There's no way around that. You're a fucking idiot. You're a goddamn fucking moron.
Absolutely. I mean, Jesus. I'm actually thinking about going to get a tattoo of Pepe Le Pew on my fucking arm. And underneath there and be like, try to cancel this, bitch.
I'm glad you said arm because I didn't know where you were going with that.
Well, I couldn't.
It's a small Pepe Le Pew because he's on a small Pepe.
until at night when he gets big, he grows up.
Let Pepe's tail go up. Woo, yeah. Oh my God, I can't right now.
I don't know a single tattoo artist that would do that, but okay.
Yeah, well, I could probably find you one if you really wanted to. I have connections.
I'm good, thanks. I'll stick with my tattoo artist.
Yeah, I'm good too. I'm like, no, I'm good. That's in the no-fly zone, man.
I know a tattoo artist that would probably do it, but I think he'd enjoy it way too much. Yeah, he doesn't live too far from us either.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Oh my god.
And I'm not even gonna mention his name on this one.
No, not worth it. God, I can't deal with all the fucking drama lately. Like yesterday. Okay, here's a prime example. Yesterday, we had a full ass day at the shop. I went straight from the shop to work towing, nonstop towing, and then my messenger starts blowing up. People are sending me screenshots. Somebody, running their mouth with my name, and I'm like, I went off. I popped in real quick in between two jobs, and I went off. I was like, you stupid fuck. I work. I'm sorry that you were so fucking bored that you guys spend all your time on Facebook. Some of us actually fucking work for a living, But I mean, she might be retired.
That's the reason why I got off those groups, because I can't take it anymore.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I saw, and she decided to keep going, and I finally said, "No, I just have no tolerance for your willful ignorance. Have a good night," and then muted her ass because I was an admin. I like that power once in a while. I'm not gonna lie.
I do miss having that kind of power, but
yeah, I'm just like, you know what? You can go fuck yourself. You're muted. I was telling the other admins though. I said I really want an option, because when you mute somebody as an admin in a group, you have the option of selecting which rules they violated, and so they can see why they were muted. I told them I wanted an option that says you've been muted because you are a right twat. Period. Now, I realize that there's, there's a word I would prefer to use, but for some reason, people on this side of the pond get heavily offended by that word that starts with a C. Next Tuesday. Oops. Sorry.
Someone didn't shut off their phone.
No, I shut off the phone, but hang on a second.
Everybody lately is easily fucking offended about every little damn thing. I mean, Disney Plus did the same thing with taking their shows off their kids section and put everything on the adult section because Dumbo the Flying Elephant is a racist. Peter Pan is a racist.
This is what kills me.
Smith Robertson is a racist.
The problem is,
and the list goes on and on.
We are trying to judge the past by the standards of the present, and unsuccessfully doing so, because, and here's the thing, I'm not saying that attitudes in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s were right all the way, but they were what they were. And here's the thing, if you eliminate all of that, nobody will ever understand it, and we are doomed to repeat it all again.
I read the article the other day on I think it was, I can't remember if it was CNY Central or Syracuse.com.
Syracuse.com.
Exactly. We won't get into that one. But they were talking again about the statue of Columbus. Once again. That sits in the Columbus Square down there?
Columbus Circle, yeah, in front of
Columbus
the fucking Basilica or whatever the hell it is.
All because the Native Americans are having a fit about it. Well, here's a solution I have for this whole Columbus debacle. The statue stays, no matter what.
Yep.
Okay? Because you're gonna offend someone's culture. It doesn't matter if it's Italian or if it's the Native Americans. It's not races. Culture has nothing to do with someone's race.
No.
Okay? And I thought about this. If the Native Americans are really that unhappy with it, why don't they go to the board and say, hey, we want a statue of, I don't know, maybe the first chief that started their nation tribe?
Here's the thing.
I
still have a number of contacts with our local nation. I grew up in that area. I worked that area quite a bit in EMS, and the vast majority of people in the area really don't give a shit. It's a half a dozen people that are looking to get their face on the news all the time. And that's really all it is. It's a bunch of attention whores. And attention whoring has no race, has no culture. And attention whore is attention whore, no matter what color their skin is, what they believe in, who they love, all that.
I got into an argument today with freaking a guy from Canada that's putting his nose in fucking business where it doesn't belong in the United States.
Eh?
Eh?
Go back in the horse there, you hoser.
I finally looked at him and I said, you know what? I'm like, keep your ass and nose in fucking Canada and stay out of our fucking liberal.
You good old mentioned lesbian.
This guy was a fucking idiot. He called every single American that lives in America and lives in crack houses. I was like, I finally told him, like, if you want to see a crack house, you're more than welcome to come down here. I'll put you on the south side of my fucking city.
Yes and no. Yes and no. There are nice areas in the south side. Actually, and that actually brings up another thing. Is why I stay off of Facebook.
Well,
I know he
was fighting against the fucking Second Amendment right.
Oh.
Everybody knows that you and I both stand for that.
Oh God, yes. I actually posted something earlier about that, but I'll get back to that in a second. Now, I know we talked about, because we were originally going to do this Sunday, and we got some news Sunday that a friend of ours, her husband had passed. It was a straight up shit happens accident. He was working on his truck, a jack stand gave way, boom. It the sheer volume of hateful comments on the story that Syracuse.com posted. I'm not even going to start on this. I'll start on the story in a minute, but the sheer volume, assuming, Southside must have been stealing catalytic converters. No, he was working on his own fucking pickup truck in the driveway of the house he fucking owns with his wife. Owned. I'll tell you, and actually we saw her today because she had scheduled an appointment for their dog to come in and get groomed. And we were talking today when she came in, and dude, it is fucking disgusting. The levels that these stupid fucking keyboard warrior fucktards will sink to. Yep. I'm not a violent person, but I'll tell you, I really want to look these fuckers up and knock on their front door and beat the fuck out of them. I want to pull a Jay and Silent Bob, at the end of what was it, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where they visit everybody. They get their likeness rights money from the movie, and they go and visit everybody that talks shit about the movie to the sound of Stroke Nine's Kick Some Ass. I'm just gonna pull up. I got a couple friends I'm gonna tag for this, and they have sound systems in their car. They're gonna be blasting Stroke Nine while I go up to the door and just beat the fuck out of people. And I'm not a violent person by any stretch, but to see how much they just senseless words. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But there's a fucking limit.
To get what you're saying too is, you a couple weeks ago you posted the thing about, what was it, National Pig Day or something like that on one of the groups you're on.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh my God, I was so, believe it or not, Jim, I'm going to tell you right now, that shit today. As anyone knows, if you go back and listen to my story of what happened to me, that the Democratic Party did to me, it is actually on this podcast. Go back and listen to it. I'm going to tell you right now. You would be amazed. But Jim literally posted a article about it being National Pig Day.
Because it was cute. That was the only reason. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm not going to lie.
It was cute. I wasn't mad at you at all for posting it. I actually liked it. But because I sent you a message on it, remember?
Yep.
And I was so pissed. This is a group I fucking left. I left all fucking groups from the village page. The village has was it 7 pages now or something like that? I lost count.
Yeah.
I lost every single fucking Salve group only because of fucking assholes that do this shit. Okay? My wife and I were targeted so fucking bad for 2 years fucking straight.
Yep.
And then, Jim posting a cute thing that I even thought was cute. It didn't bother me at all, that he posted it. But fucking some dumbass, I'm not going to mention any names, I know who the fuck he is and where the fuck he works, and he's lucky I don't go to his fucking work and fucking punch his face in. But I'm better than that, so. you know, want to sit there and bring up my fucking arrest that, by the way, it wasn't an arrest, it was a false fucking arrest, and I got proof that I could show it, asshole. Yep. You know, so I was pissed. I was going to get back on the page and I was going to go after the motherfucker, but I was like, you know, it's not worth it.
No.
You know, it wasn't worth it. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, Jim handled it. Fucking a couple of my other friends that were around there fucking handled it. I'm like, you know what? Guess what? That guy can go fuck himself. He's lucky I don't fucking see him and go to his work and fucking pound his face in. But I'm not like that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, and Syracuse.com. Now, mind you, this person, her aunt is also a friend of mine that I went to school with. And, you know, the Syracuse.com posts a picture of the family on the front porch before the bodies even left the property, grieving.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then say, oh, he was under there for 7 hours or more. Nobody actually knows that.
Quick question. Was the reporter Chris Baker by any chance?
No, it wasn't. He doesn't do the crime beat.
Oh, well, maybe he should.
Well, no, because he'd fail at that too, because he wrote a whole story about Salve again that he didn't even actually talk to anybody but the assaulter.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he also tried to mention me in there, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can go fuck himself. He's a horrible fucking reporter, and he should be fucking ashamed.
He's so far from being an actual reporter that his lack of journalistic integrity, just the light from being a reporter will never reach him. But I did find my Second Amendment post though from earlier. Just to pop back to that real quick, it says, and this was actually shared. I saw it because the Libertarian Party shared it, which is one of the more reasons why I very nodding in their direction at the moment. It says the Second Amendment isn't about guns. It's not about militias, firearms, muskets, or any other object. It's about the single most fundamental right you have, the right to defend yourself. Because if you don't have the right to defend yourself, you don't have any other rights, period.
Absolutely.
I mean, there is no other more straightforward way to say that than that right there.
There's still a handful of Republicans that are, you know, got into Congress this year that are for the Second Amendment. They believe the same thing that the liberals actually just wrote, or libertarians just wrote, sorry. So, I mean, it's... we have a right to fucking bear arms. Guess what? I have a gun upstairs. Guess what? Biden will never get to it. You know why? Because he can't make it up the fucking stairs and get to it anyways.
True.
And guess what? It sits in my closet. It's not loaded. I don't think I got a safety on it, but I might have a safety on there. Trigger lock. I can't remember. But it's sitting in my freaking closet. The ammunition isn't anywhere next to it. It's in a separate part of the fucking room that only I know where it is. And I'll tell you right now, if anyone tries to come through my fucking door, you're going to get greeted by two things. A fucking full-blood or a Rottweiler, or my Ithaca XL 300 semi-auto 12-gauge. What would you like first?
I'll take the dog because I can work with the dog.
Well, then I guess you're getting the 12-gauge afterwards. And I don't fire warning shots.
Well, I figure that gives you enough time to realize it's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's only Jim. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I've always heard it. It's always been a running joke in any of the gun communities that I talk with, and anybody that knows me knows I'm no fucking gun nut. I mean, I appreciate ballistics for the physics of it. I do like shooting because it really comes down to it. It's just physics. But they would say the scariest sound.
I like shooting. I'm not gonna lie. I like shooting because to me it's relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it really becomes a part that to me has always been a mental part. Because you're focused in what it is you're doing.
Yep.
You're thinking safety. You're thinking that shot if it's going to line up. So I mean, to me, it's a calming thing, and it's one thing I love doing. I love going shooting. So I mean, it's I'm having a stressful week or something like that. I don't mind going to the range and blowing a whole freaking box of ammunition down the freaking range.
Well, I say. I was figuring anybody breaking into a house, the scariest sound they're going to hear is that of the shotgun being racked.
Yeah, unfortunately, mine doesn't get racked.
Well, I would keep a pump action for home defense just for that reason.
Because actually, believe it or not, what happens is mine actually you push the little button on the side.
Yeah, it's got a charging handle.
Right, and it goes and all you hear is the big click.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, that's enough to scare someone.
Yeah, anyway. Before I get myself in trouble.
Even my kids, that's the funny thing, even my kids don't touch the gun. They
Yep.
know where the gun, they know where the gun is. The only thing I once in a while I'll let my middle child, he'll grab it or something like that, but it's only because I told him to go grab it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the safety's on. It's not loaded. The other day I told him to go grab it. He goes, "Is the safety on?" Yep. He goes, "Is it loaded?" Nope. And a 12-year-old boy asking you if the safety's on and if it's loaded or not before he grabs it.
That's a good thing. As long as he's not saying that, damn, I was going to take care of this issue.
I'm like, thinking to myself, and I'm like, yep, I fucking taught him good.
Yep.
Bring steers to the eyes. But I mean, it's called proper education.
Yep.
And I think if more people would sit there and actually educate themselves on guns, they would also realize that an AR-15 is also not an assault rifle.
No. AR stands for Armalite Rifle.
Yeah, which is the maker of the AR-15.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Nobody here in the United States can own an AR-15 unless you're a licensed gun broker or you're in the military.
Yep. Recently there was a few weeks ago, there was an officer involved shooting where a younger person turned around and pointed a weapon at the officers and was shot and killed. And somebody's like, well, they should have known it was just an air gun. And my answer to that is, number one,
it wasn't an air gun.
Oh, it was an air gun. It was not. It wasn't an airsoft gun. It was an air gun.
It was a air BB gun.
Yeah. And
that's what the state police came back as.
Yeah. But here's the thing. What people don't realize is that air guns these days are so much more powerful than what we grew up with.
They are equivalent to a 22 is what they're saying now.
Some of them are even more than that. I have a 25 caliber air rifle that I could take down a deer with.
Oh yeah. There's
25. Now you go buy a 25 caliber pistol and tell me what you can do with that. Jack shit.
Yeah,
you can fuck somebody up. Don't get me wrong. But here's the thing though, is that these pre-pressurized air guns, they have so much more power behind them. And I'm sorry, even if they did turn around and could obviously see it was technically an air-powered weapon, it doesn't mean it's not safe or it's not going to kill somebody. And it comes. I love these armchair quarterbacks.
I have one here in my house actually right now. I can probably go find it, but
we don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah, I know. Really, they probably would too.
We're gonna have to move over from YouTube to Pornhub.
Anyways, I have one here in the house, and literally, if you look at it, it literally looks like it looks like a real fucking German German officer's side piece.
Yeah. Right here in my relax. Nobody's here. My bad. Nobody's here. That was me, you stupid fucks. Anyway, right here in my safe. In my safe, I have a BB pistol that looks like. I mean, if I just pulled it out, any cop that's looking at me is going to think I just pulled out a Beretta 92F. It's not an exact duplicate by any stretch, but it's close enough that if I pull that out, I'm getting my ass shot if there's a cop there. Pure and simple. I know that. I acknowledge that
these
risk.
Air guns look so fucking real. I mean, they have them to where they look like the 1911s. They look like fucking Glocks. And they're so fucking powerful. I mean, most of the air-powered pistols they're saying is equivalent to a 22.
Yeah, easily. This clocks at I think almost 500 feet per second off the muzzle with just a CO2 cartridge.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is the CO2 cartridges. The CO2 cartridges today that you can get today are freaking just they're not like they were 20 years ago.
No. And no, I'm not going to open it because it's on camera. Ain't nobody getting a combo to that.
And nope. And we'll probably actually get freaking censored because we showed it a gun on freaking
Exactly.
Zoom.
The
goddamn freaking cancer culture assholes.
I mean, it's funny because some of the gun channels I used to follow did migrate over to Pornhub because Pornhub was like, hey, we don't have a problem with guns. Come on over. I can't bring myself to go over there and watch them though.
Literally, you know, I listened to another podcast. This guy is he's a registered Republican. He's a former New York City police officer.
Mm-hmm.
He went from a New York City police officer to Secret Service and spent 7 years being Secret Service and protecting the president. He was underneath Clinton, Obama, and Trump before he retired. And he even sits there and says, he goes,
sorry, it was the underneath Clinton that got me.
Yeah. No, this is a guy, trust me.
Oh, you didn't specify which Clinton.
Well, you know, but
he probably has a better chance with Bill than Hillary.
He's a smart man. He knows how everything works in the White House, and the things that he tells you about gun control is in what the Democratic Party feel is an assault rifle is unbelievably not sure what an assault rifle is.
Oh no, and that's even here in New York State, the definition of an assault rifle is purely cosmetic, because you can have the Ruger 1022. You can buy it in what, like the traditional rifle stock configuration, or in an AR style configuration, and the AR style configuration is 100% exactly mechanically the same as the typical rifle configuration. There's no mechanical difference between the two. Yet one's illegal and the other one isn't.
There was a guy walking down the street. I seen a video of this. This was funny. I laughed my ass off. He's walking down the street. He has an open carry permit and carries a pistol with him.
Yep.
Well, now they have these new things out, and it's been out for the last, I think, 4, maybe 5 years now. You actually take the pistol and slide it up into the cylinder, and it actually looks like either an AR-15 or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's a carbine conversion kit.
Yes, it's probably been out 5 years now.
Oh, stuff. More than they've had those. They've had those of various styles for years and years.
This guy gets pulled over by the cops, and he goes, "That's not legal to be carrying around." He goes, "It's a pistol." He goes, "I have my open carry." He goes, "Here it is." He goes, "But that's still not legal." He goes, "Yes, it is." He goes, "It's a pistol. I have an open carry." He goes, "I will be glad to show you that it's a pistol." He goes, "You can take the pistol out of the carbon fiber." He goes, "and it becomes a pistol again." He goes, "There's nothing different about it." He goes, "Anything?" He goes, "It makes the barrel longer. That's all it is." He goes, "My pistol still carries the same amount of bullets, the 10 max that, his state allowed."
Yep.
So what's the problem? Nothing.
Well, the problem lies in the fact that some states, New York is one of them, consider a carbine conversion kit to be creating, even though it's literally stick it in, slide the latch closed, unslide the latch, pull it out. It doesn't mechanically or physically change anything. But some states, like New York, consider that to be what they call a short-barreled rifle, which is now illegal.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I did agree on that they could get rid of was the bump stock, which they did.
Oh, no, they haven't actually.
Oh, they haven't got rid of it?
No, they reversed. They reversed on that one because they. No, wait, no, I'm sorry, not bumps. I'm thinking of.
No, the bump stock, because it actually makes it so you can shoot the actual gun faster and shit.
But here's the thing. I
don't know. I agree with it, but I don't agree with it. I
disagree with it entirely, and I'll tell you why. Because it does not mechanically change the firearm one bit.
No, because you're not changing the pin. You're not changing the fucking springs. You're not
changing any of the mechanics.
You're not shaving the fucking trigger down.
One shot per trigger pull. Or well, I mean, unless you got a binary trigger. If you got a binary trigger, then it's 2 shots per pull because it's bang bang. But a bump stock does not mechanically change how the weapon operates. Period. However,
these liberals are idiots.
Oh, the one I'm sorry, the one I was thinking, I have to apologize. I was thinking of the arm braces, which the ATF was like started to freak out about and decided like after like a couple million of them had shipped out for pistols and short barreled rifles. After a couple million of these things have been sold and shipped, they're suddenly like, oh, that might be illegal. But then they got a lot of flack from people saying you got no rules saying it is, and you're just trying to randomly say it now after you said it was okay. So they went back on it and said, no, never mind, they're fine. Because they're saying that it creates a short barreled rifle. But then again, if you actually look at what an arm brace is, if you try to shoulder an arm brace, you're depending on how the mechanism works for the blowback, chances are you're cutting your face up, catching some blowback in your eyes, or giving yourself a black fucking eye. Because it puts the mechanism like right in your face. It's not a full stock. It's an arm brace. It's meant to like go against your arm.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you guys are so stupid what you guys want to freaking cancel. Like, Biden wants to put a ban on AR-15s.
I better grab mine now while I still can.
I'm like, go ahead and put a ban on AR-15s because you know what's going to happen? I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. You can go and get an AR-15 afterwards. You can go on any freaking site, Amazon, should probably shouldn't have said Amazon, but you can go on just about any site and buy all the fucking parts you fucking want. And guess what? You have yourself an AR-15. And guess what that's called? It's called a ghost gun.
Yes and no. Depends. As long as the blower is stamped, it's not a ghost gun.
That is true, yes. Yes, but if you get one that isn't stamped,
yep,
it's classified as a ghost gun. Guess what? How are you going to stop the sales of that? You haven't.
No.
Why aren't you doing something to stop the illegal sales of guns instead of hurting us law-abiding citizens?
Exactly. Okay. Anybody that noticed that jump, my bad. I had to pause for a second because I had to take the wickedest piss going. So
that's what happens when you drink way too much beer.
I had one with dinner. I'm okay.
Okay, but your ass is old. Your bladder can't handle it anymore.
Oh, dude, that was on top of like a couple Gatorades, at least 3 cups of coffee. Yeah, there was plenty else in there too.
Well, like I said, your ass is getting old now. Your bladder can't handle it anymore.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. My bladder handled it real well last night because I was holding it for almost 4.5 hours until I could get to somewhere I could take a freaking leak. And I was like, hell.
I hate those. Yeah, that's what happens when you become a truck driver, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We show truck driver, too, because it was like last night was just nonstop. It was like literally the longest I stood still was when I was putting fuel in the truck, and it was right back at it again. As soon as I pulled away from the pumps, it was, here's another call. Have a nice day. I was like, damn. And of course, the gas station was closed, so I couldn't go in and use the pisser there. Gotta love it.
What is this? Biden blames Trump for crisis, sending Kamala to fix border, ending her 2024 dream before it begins?
Probably.
Is she planning on running in 2024?
Yeah, because he can't.
Oh, God, we're fucked.
Actually, speaking of those two, I want to throw something out there. So, as a lot of people have probably read recently, a number of White House staffers were, the White House terminated at least 5 staffers for past marijuana use, or they used it at some time in the past, despite the fact that Vice President Kamala Harris has talked openly about the fact that she too used to get high. But yet
she has too, actually. Yeah,
exactly. Do as I say, not as I do. This is why I could never follow the Democrat Party. I'm sorry. I have good friends who are Democrats that are just wonderful people, but that party is just fucking wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you people are fucked up. Well, as of April 1st, we'll know whether or not recreational is coming to New York. They're saying probably in December of 22, so another year and a half. But which means, though, that chances of anybody getting arrested for anything under a tractor trailer full is going to be going out the window. They'll be like, yeah, you know what? No, in another year and a half, it's going to be legal. So fuck it, it's not worth the hassle.
When's the border open?
I have no idea, but
truck full of
Dude,
full of weed from Canada.
here's the thing: almost every state that we touch, and Canada, have legalized recreational. Almost. Pennsylvania hasn't, but
Well, Canada's been legalized for
quite a while now.
Long time, long time.
Um,
But getting back on the subject real fast with Kamala Harris and fucking ding dong Joe Biden falling up the stairs, dipshit. I've never seen a vice president hanging out with a president so much.
yeah, because that's kind of dangerous. Because if somebody decides to, I'm trying to think how to phrase this so I don't have the FBI or the Secret Service knocking on my door tomorrow. If somebody was to decide they were not happy with the current administration and wanted to do some negative action to the top levels there, that puts them both in the sights.
It puts them both at risk.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, thank you. That's a much better way. I have no intent of doing anything like that. I'm just saying.
You don't want any
as a risk
SUV showing up at your house there, buddy.
From purely the stance of somebody that spent a great portion of their life working in risk assessment, that like literally so many fucking red flags are going up over that situation. I'm sitting going like, what the fuck are you? I don't know who the fuck's in charge of the Secret Service. They should be fucking fired for even allowing this to be considered, much less happen.
Absolutely. Like, I just don't, I don't get it of what's going on there. We have a president and vice president. I mean, they're supposed to be doing separate jobs, I thought, in the Oval Office.
Dude, I watched Designated Survivor. I know how it's supposed to work.
And I mean, we've never seen a president and vice president ever be together like this. I mean, you never saw Pence and Trump like this. Trump was doing his thing, Pence was out doing his thing.
Yep.
I mean, it makes no sense at all to me. And I'm still waiting on the press conference. How many days has it been now since he's been in? I lost count after the first.
Like 2 months and change.
2 months and some change. A little over 30 days. Just like the first 100 days, he said that he had the cure for COVID.
There is no cure. It's a fucking virus.
Well, that's not what he said.
Yeah, well.
Didn't he say that he had a plan to stop COVID in its tracks? Where
yeah,
is it?
I'm waiting for it still.
He's
Here's
still
the
doing
thing.
the same thing Trump's doing.
Here's the thing. I started out working as an EMT way back in the fucking day. And I was in New York City. And it was the height of the AIDS epidemic. At that point in time, HIV had a 99% plus fatality rate because we still didn't understand what it was or how it was transmitted either. So people were freaked out about it. Now, they want us to, but everybody's like, the people in the business were freaked out about it. The general public was like, oh, it's just a bunch of gay people, blah, blah, blah. But it really wasn't. And those of us in the business knew that it was more than that. Now, we have a virus with less than 1% fatality rate, and people are losing their goddamn minds over it. And it just,
Yes, 99.7% rate as of right now. And what's the vaccine do? Make it 99.8?
I think so.
Oh.
It's supposed to keep you out of the hospital. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've talked to enough. Well, here's the thing.
But which is funny because here's the other thing about this whole COVID thing. As Jim, I ended up getting COVID. My wife got COVID, and two of my kids got COVID. And I've talked to about 10 of my other colleagues that I know of from work, and I'm not going to get into who they are or anything like that. They all had the same symptoms I had. I had cold chills, never had a fever.
Yep.
I lost my taste and smell. I did for about a day and a half, felt like there was an elephant sitting on my chest. But other than that, after about the third day, I was fine. I was up running around, freaking shooting the breeze with people and shit like that. Just got sick of being home for fucking 2 weeks. And I talked to a few of my other friends that ended up getting it. Now, one of my other friends, that guy I work with, he's in his 60s. He gets checked every 6 months for prostate cancer.
Yep.
Because he's had cancer before. And he got COVID. And his symptoms were the same. Lasted for 3 days.
Yep.
He's now fine. Feels healthier than hell. A few, like I said, about 9 other people that I know that I work with have got it, had the same symptoms, lasted 3 days, they're fine. Now, I'm not saying it's not real and what has happened to people in nursing homes or other family members and stuff like that. I'm sorry you've lost loved ones from this disease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But what I'm saying is people not to be too scared of it.
When you see people driving around in their car by themselves with a fucking mask on, I scratch my head. Now, here's the thing. I work at a towing company, and when I get out of the truck to deal with a customer or go into a shop or something like that, boom, mask goes up. If I'm not doing that, if I'm not around people, or if I'm doing a tire change and the customer's sitting in their car and I'm on a back tire, that mask is not up because we're not in any danger at that point. You know, and
I've got customers that I deliver to on my truck run that look at me and they're like, you know, and I usually do it out of respect and shit like that because I don't know who they are or what they're gonna say, and I'll put a mask on or whatever. They finally just look at me and be like, you know what, take the fucking mask off, you don't need it. You know, and I'm like,
well, there's a couple shops I go to where they're like, dude, you don't need a mask to come in here, and I'm like, okay. But here's the other thing, and I'm going to throw this out there.
They're sick of it. They want to be over with it. They want to get back to normal. Supposedly, Biden says we can do that on the July 4th weekend.
Here's the thing.
I don't know what it's.
This is the other part of this. Is it's a virus, just like the flu virus, just like the Shigella virus, which causes chickenpox in kids and shingles in adults, just like every other virus. Now, I never had chickenpox as a kid.
I did.
I've been tested. I do not have the antibodies in my system, none of it. Yet, I've never had shingles either, for that matter. Knock on wood. Just once, because I don't want the dogs going nuts again. I have been exposed to this virus so many. Do you know how many fucking kids with chickenpox I transported over the years? A lot of them.
Yeah.
And how many adults with active shingles? A lot of them. So the exposure risk is there. And basically what it comes down to is that I'm not saying for COVID, but with that particular virus, I have a natural immunity. That's straight from my doctor's mouth, you know, because she did some checking and it comes out that I'm one of those, like that 0.3% of the population that has a natural immunity to it. So my question is it possible, because I know damn well I was exposed to COVID because it went through my former place of work in the end of 19, because everybody got sick. I mean, it was staggered, but it went through everybody else in that place. And they, like, half of them went and got tested at the beginning of around this time last year, and all tested that they had the antibodies, so they knew they'd had it. I never got a thing.
Well, that's the funny part too, because the CDC sits there and they're telling us that if you've already had COVID, you could supposedly get it again. But from the cloud of smoke. Well, where'd Jim go? Oh, wait a minute. I'm having a Biden moment. I'm lost. Son of a bitch. Anyways. Anyways, back to my statement here. The CDC is stating that, you know, even if you've had COVID, you can get it again. The problem is with that is how can you believe what the CDC tells you? Because when you get the phone call from the health department literally tells you that, okay, you've tested positive for COVID. Okay. So that means you got to quarantine for 2 weeks. Great. Well, the great news is you can't get it again. You have now the immune system that it can't be, you have the antibodies that will fight it off before you get it. Well, wait a minute here. The CDC says something different. Well, the health department tells you the CDC are a bunch of idiots. So what is it? What is it we're supposed to believe?
Exactly. There's so much misinformation going around.
I'm like,
But then again, to be honest with you, I wouldn't trust the New York State Health Department as far as I can toss a Centro bus, because they're the same ones that say vaping puts heavy metals in your lungs. That's funny. I'm going on 7 years, and my lungs are cleaner than they've been since I was 15 when I started smoking.
Exactly. And that was the other thing. Everyone's like, well, if you're a smoker, you're going to die from COVID. Guess what?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Well, I know, but they're saying they were saying that you were going to actually have worse problems with COVID.
Well, here's the thing. It's
okay.
Heavy long-term smoke. That was based on numbers from Italy. Now, here's the interesting thing is that Italy got hammered on it because of smoking, because the population of Italy, specifically the males, but also to a lesser extent the female population, smokes more cigarettes per person in a given year than any country in the world by a long shot. So they also have more respiratory issues resulting from that than per person.
They're not smoking cigarettes; they're smoking cigars too. So
yeah, those people with the respiratory difficulties due to the smoking, yes, they're going to die. However, the further studies have shown that the nicotine, when it binds to those receptors in your body, those are the same receptors that the COVID virus needs to propagate. So with the nicotines on there, the COVID virus can't propagate and essentially dies off and you don't get COVID. The other thing with vaping is that the propylene glycol, which is part of your vape liquid, excuse me. Ooh, that's better. The propylene glycol has known antiviral, antimicrobial properties. It was used up through the early 70s, aerosolized in hospital wards to prevent the spread of Legionnaire's disease, which, that's just one of the things. They found that it's all sorts of cool shit like that. So I look at it this way: is I'm getting my nicotine, so I'm helping prevent Alzheimer's and dementia, and taking up those receptor sites that COVID needs. Plus, I'm basically creating a very hostile environment for any virus that wants to get in my body. I'm okay with that.
Me too.
And no, I'm not posting links, and everybody can go fuck themselves on that one, because you know what? Go look it the fuck up. I am not a goddamn professor. I do not have to supply anything.
It's called research. Google, try it. You'll be fine.
Somebody got into that the other day. That was one of the people that was like going off about me last night. And I was like, listen, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm too busy to pay attention to what you got to say, but nobody needs to hand you shit. Go look it up yourself. Don't be lazy. Put your big girl panties on and take care of it.
There's a guy that was arguing me from Canada, was sitting there saying he's a singer-songwriter for a Canadian band.
Hey, Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah. No.
Damn.
So he speaks up and he's like, my band sang in a crowd of 40,000 people. I said, oh, great. So you're a cover band. He goes, I'm not a cover band. We're not a cover band. I'm like, well, it sounds to me like you're a cover band. So I Googled his fucking band's name. I forgot what it is now. And he goes, their Facebook has only 959 likes. Their YouTube channel only has 91 subscribers. Yep, you're a cover band.
I've got more subscribers than they do.
I'm like, yep, you're a moron, I said, because you think that you're a popular band in Canada, and just because you got a few songs on iTunes.
Yep.
Oh, it's like 57 songs. I'm like, you're still a fucking cover band.
We've got more episodes than that on iTunes.
I spoke up and I go, so you sang in front of 40,000 people. The town you live in Canada has a population of 53,000. I'm like, yep, I found your listeners. It's everybody that lives in your village.
I have to say, I think the largest crowd I've ever spoken in front of was about 4,000 to 5,000 people. So I can't claim much, but I say, hey, still, it's more than most people get to do. And so the worst part was, it was a I was at an event I was working, and we had a missing child, and they wanted to get the description out. So they sent me over to the stage. I figured I'm handing off the information. They can put it out there. That's their job. And because they had local radio personalities on the stage. And, oh no, they turn around and hand me the mic. The worst part is I'm sitting there holding the mic, and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of people. And all I could think in my head was to go, the New York Lotto jackpot is now. but no, it was that literally about a second and a half of all that going through my head. And then I'm like, while everybody's standing here, can we have your attention for a moment, please? We have a missing child. Here's the name. Here's the description, yada, yada, yada. If seen, please bring to the emergency services trailer located over here. Big white trailer. Can't miss it. Big sign out front that says EMS. Please bring them there. Or to the first police person you find. Boom. Done. Have a nice day. I still actually I think Ted and Amy were at that, and they were guests on our show at one time. I want to go back to having guests, god damn it.
Me too.
I
can set this up to take phone calls too, I think.
Yep.
I gotta figure out how to do that. I gotta go watch the videos. I might learn something.
But yeah, it's okay. I want to throw something out there real quick in the whole COVID conversation. New York reviewing later bar and restaurant curfew for Syracuse basketball game because COVID doesn't come out when SU is playing basketball.
Yeah, because they made it to the Sweet 16, which they're going to lose.
Actually, most of the people in the know think that they have a very strong chance at going all the way this year.
No, it's still behind.
It is, but the team is actually from what I've been reading. Now, mind you, I don't know shit about shit when it comes to sports. I admit that. But I've actually done a little bit of digging through Google.
I was gonna take and go put a $30 bet on fucking Syracuse, but then I realized I'm like, oh fuck, I can't even go to the casino and do that because guess what? Our sexual harassment and groper fucking Cuomo decides that you cannot take and put bets on your local college sports.
Gotta love it.
You can bet on any other team, but it cannot be the team that is in New York State.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to lose the tax. He doesn't want to risk the tax dollars.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I wanted to put a bet on fucking Syracuse, but I guess I couldn't do that. But, oh well.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Even though they have a 6-point lead in the books, supposedly.
Yep.
I'd have to see what their spread is now. It might have changed between now and when I looked on Tuesday, I think it was.
Let me see. Actually, let me pull it up real quick. Syracuse men's basketball. Let me see what that brings me up to.
SU Houston.
Schedule. 17 hours ago. Brent Axe. He's pretty knowledgeable with them. Fuck Syracuse.com. They want me to pay to read about that. I don't think so. Okay, let's check the Bleacher Report.
Give me what the point spread was the other day.
Jack shit. But I was reading on Google like the last couple of days saying that the way they've been performing this year, they actually stand a good chance of making it. What's that?
I hate fucking Cuomo.
What do you do now?
Syracuse has a plus 3,000.
A what?
A plus 3,000.
What's that?
So in other words, if you literally fucking put like $10 on the fucking game, you could probably walk away with like $3,000 if Syracuse wins.
Wait, isn't online betting a thing now?
No, because it's still illegal in New York State because you can't bet on your local team. I can't even go into because I do DraftKings.
Okay, gotcha.
And DraftKings won't allow me to pick Syracuse.com to bet on them.
Do you have family out of state that can do that?
Ooh.
Just tell them you each pony up half and you'll split the cash with them.
Ugh. Syracuse.com literally has them at like plus 3,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, if that's the actual case, I got to get the actual point spread. And if that's the actual case, yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to call the wife and tell her we got to move our trip up so we can go to Vegas a little early so I can bet on SU. We'll be gone for the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I got the sports book right here. Yeah. Never mind. Syracuse.com's way off.
Okay.
They're a plus 220.
Still, I don't know how all that works, though, so I openly admit I don't know how all that works.
Yeah, the best way to play it is either if you do it by points, it's a pain in the ass, but if you do it by you want to do it by a straight win.
That's pretty much what I would do because I don't understand shit beyond that. I openly admit.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand the points. Well, I mean, I understand the point system, how it works and shit like that, but you're sitting there and you're fucking yelling and screaming at the fucking TV and freaking it doesn't go that way. And even if it's say the point spread's like Syracuse wins by it's supposed to win by 6 and Syracuse wins by fucking 20, you're fucked. You lost.
That's why I choose simple. Either they win or they lose.
But Syracuse.com, Syracuse.com's idiots. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Plus
we discussed that earlier. We agree on that.
Jesus. must have been Chris Baker. Must have been a friend of Chris Baker.
Probably.
Yes, I'm mentioning a person's name on there because he's an idiot for a fucking news reporter.
Yeah. All I can say is Mr. Steven Rogers, he's got to, dude, there's got to be smoke coming out of his grave from him spinning so hard in there over what his newspaper has become.
And it's not even Syracuse.com. It's all news departments of freaking just, it's not news anymore. It's an opinion.
Yeah, that's the thing. I miss the good old days where people like Walter Cronkite and Ron Curtis told you what the facts were and didn't put their opinions into it.
Well, and not just that. Before my father had passed away, my father had said, he goes, news was never like what it is today because it started changing just before he passed away. He goes, we didn't know when our country was going to bomb freaking another country. We didn't know until fucking days later when it actually happened. We didn't know, half the shit when we were going to war. They declared war on, we declared war on China. Yep, that happened 5 weeks ago. We've already sent the troops over there, But he goes, it's all changed. He goes, the news media, his exact words, he goes, freedom of press, he goes, has gone way too far.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I blame, and I use that word very loosely, blame. I blame the internet because it's created an environment where information can be transmitted instantaneously. I mean, hell, if we did this as a live stream, that's instantaneous. It's out there. I'm actually looking into that for, in the future. Just to live stream it straight to the YouTube and then save the record. Say I can pull the audio later and put it up on Anchor and such. But I know my soundboard does that. It will do a live stream. Well, I've been looking at a live stream setup called StreamYard that actually seems to work pretty well for setting up live streams. So I'm looking into it, so we'll see what comes of it. Because I was looking at it originally because I was thinking about doing a live stream, a YouTube live stream for one of my cooking videos as like a bonus material type deal, or even live streaming onto TikTok. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah.
Well, I know this Rockville that I bought does live stream for Facebook, YouTube. What was the other ones? Twitter, I think.
Yep, you can do live on Twitter, Instagram, probably.
Instagram.
I guarantee Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram.
I forgot what the other ones were that they listed on it
Probably Twitch, because Twitch is a big one.
I think Rumble was one of them too. Because I know Rumble.
I actually thought about setting up a Twitch account, but I just I'm so sporadic with when I can record that it's easier just to record it and throw it up there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Something I'll figure out maybe later.
Anyway, it's going on 11 o'clock, and I got to be up at the ass crack of dawn again because we got 8 o'clock dogs tomorrow morning. So I think we've been going over an hour, so I think it's about that time to wrap it up and call it good.
Sounds good to me.
So I am going to, I'll take care of the housekeeping. As I said before, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/BJ and Coffee. We're on Twitter at coffee_BJ. You can find us on YouTube. Just go to the Facebook page. It's easier. And or just go to YouTube and search BJ and Coffee. We do pop up.
I did find that if you can actually type in the search engine BJ and Coffee and it will pop up.
Yep. And let's see what else. If you want to get in touch with us, obviously there's Facebook, there's Twitter. You can email us at bjandcoffee, all one word, @gmail.com. And yeah, that about covers it.
You can also find us on most podcast freaking platforms on Apple, Spotify,
Google, Stitcher.
Is it on Google now?
Yes.
It is on Google. Okay. I know you did Stitcher. I didn't know you did Google.
Google actually just showed up there. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I didn't know that Anger went to Google.
I'm not sure if they get it from Anchor or somebody else, but I don't care. As long as people listen, I'm good.
I don't really care how they get it, as long as they get it. But it's out there. And if I know myself with the podcast, I use the iTunes pod or iPod. What's it called?
Apple Podcast.
It's just called podcast on like the actual app. But if you do that, go over there, hit subscribe on ours, and freaking
listen to all the amazing goodness.
Listen to all the amazing crap we talk about. I haven't seen anything about Stormy Daniels in a while, but I'm sure she's doing something or doing someone.
Exactly. I heard she still sucks.
Fair enough. I'm sure she still does. It definitely ain't me, thank God.
Oh, I like being disease free. Oh no, I shouldn't say it because that's just rude and mean. But no, I don't play like that.
But remember, if you got guns and you support our Second Amendment and you have it upstairs, keep your gun upstairs because Biden can't take them. He can't go upstairs. He falls down them.
Well, unless you got one of them stair chairs that zips up there, like they put on Air Force One.
Well, and if you have one of those, remove the batteries.
Yes. Take the key with you. Well,
just take, you know what? Better yet, just take it out completely. You don't need it.
Or just ramp up the speed like they did in Gremlins. Go bing out the window.
Ooh. Flying Biden. I want to see a meme of that now.
Oh my God, no. No, just no.
I'm surprised someone hasn't put that yet on TikTok.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Could you imagine fucking Biden flying over Air Force One?
I'm trying not to because I don't want the Secret Service knocking on my door tomorrow.
That would be a pretty cool meme, though.
Oh my God.
Damn, I want to see how to make one of those now.
Oh my God.
I do have a graphic design thing on my new computer. I'm gonna try something tomorrow. If I can get it, I will send it to you. You'll die.
Oh my God.
You'll be sitting there shaving a dog's ass and fucking accidentally cut its balls.
I just told somebody today that we don't do neutering.
Jim just got into neutering. Why? Because Bill sent him a fucking funny meme of Biden.
Yep. But anyway,
I'm not drinking alcohol. Maybe I should.
Yeah. But thank everybody for watching, listening, whatever it is you do. We love to have the interaction. Feel free to send us news, ideas, stories, and everything else, and we'll see what we can cover for you. But on that note, until next time, which hopefully will be next week, keep my fingers crossed that we can try to get our schedules worked out here. We'll catch you guys next time. But until then, be kind to one another.
Have a great week.
God, I didn't miss that.